Okay, so I'm after hijacking Zoe's setup here because I just have to talk about this film as quickly as I can. So in film criticism there are a number of buzzwords and cliches that are used to describe a film. Tour de force, awe-inspiring, what do I have written down here? Jaw-dropping. And then there's the ballet of violence. John Woo's Hard Boiled is one of the films to be described as a ballet of violence, with all the sliding and jumping, slow motion doves. Actually the slow motion doves are throughout all of his work, all the way up to Face Off. Now I love Face Off, but I wouldn't really describe it as being a ballet. You got those magnet boots in the prison? More like a square dance of violence. The Matrix is a ballet where the characters literally dance with bullets.
Would you describe Kill Bill scene as?
Give me a minute. The Raid 2 is a ballet performed with baseball bats and hammers on top of cars going 100 miles an hour. Hero is more of an interpretive dance than anything else. It's closer to a performance art than it is an action movie because most of the time the actors are flying around and gliding across lakes. A ballet of violence refers to a film of immense technical achievement, the choreography of the stunt work, the fluidity of one action set piece to the other. And if we're talking about ballet, then we are talking about music. Swan Lake isn't Swan Lake without Tchaikovsky's score. It's only when both the music and performers are working in tandem with one another that it becomes a ballet. Mad Max Fury Road is a mosh pit of violence. Crank is an adrenaline rush of headbanging violence. Kill Bill's House of Blue Leaves sequence is an astounding disco of violence, chopping and changing from one song to the next as the bride chops and maims her way across the dance floor. But if you want a true ballet of violence, then look no further than Baby Driver.
People love great bank robbery stories, so let's give them something bold and brazen as to talk about over their lattes.
There's a great quote in one of the trailers that says that Baby Driver uses music the same way that we do air. I would agree, but I'd go one step further. Music is this film's central nervous system. It doesn't move unless the music moves. No one fires a gun unless there's a drum beat to dictate when to do so.
Tequila!
The style is so strong and so exhilarating, and it carries the film along as swiftly as Baby Driver's car drifts through the streets of Atlanta.
This shit is bananas, dog.
For about the first 5-10 minutes, I wasn't really sure what to make of it. Baby starts singing and dancing, and nobody else seems to be dancing along with him. Then there was a moment where Baby's walking down the street to get coffee. As he's walking down the street, there are two construction workers that walk along with a plank of wood. And he's there singing and dancing away, listening to his music, and he weaves in underneath. And all of a sudden I just went, okay, I get it now. It just reminded me so much of the old classic musical, Singing in the Rain, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, the whole like dancing on top of park benches, swinging around lampposts. It just had that cartoony kind of vibe to it. And then it kicks it up a notch even more when you get to the first real shootout in the movie. It took me a couple of seconds to realise that every single gunshot in the film is in perfect timing with a drum beat or a guitar solo in a song, so that the gunfight ends up being another song in and of itself. All of a sudden all you hear is like and you're like, holy shit! It owes just as much to La La Land and Singing in the Rain than it does to Gone in 60 Seconds.
All units, the pursuit is going again.
That's some Oscar shit right there.
Other than the musical vibes, I got video game kind of influences throughout it as well. And what it reminded me so much of was like the music levels in Rayman Legends.
Yeah.
That is what it's like. It is the film
exactly
representation
like that,
of one of those levels. It's so cool. Now, other films to do this, to have a true ballet of violence, of action and music working with one another, I think it could actually be credited to the Dark Knight trilogy. Now this might be a bit of an unpopular opinion because Christopher Nolan always, like, people always talk shit about his movies and how, what he can do the big spectacle, he can do the mind-bending special effects, he can do the script writing, but it's the actual one-on-one fisticuffs that he kind of struggles with. When I completely disagree. When you're watching Batman fight the Joker on the top of that construction site at the end of The Dark Knight,
Oh, you made it. I'm so thrilled.
every punch, every jab, every swipe seems to be in perfect harmony with Hans Zimmer's rising score. Everything seems to have been orchestrated by the music rather than the other way around. Baby Driver is a true dance of violence. Only Baby isn't dancing to Tchaikovsky. He's blaring a rock and roll jukebox playlist. And you should go see it right now. You're damn right. How's that?
That was great. Are you done?
Yeah.
Ooh.